I just want to spend a little bit of time about virtual sensor licensing. So I'm on the main licensing page in the Defense Center GUI. And one thing to note about the virtual sensor is that unlike physical sensors, you don't apply the license on the sensor itself. You actually apply it on the Defense Center just like you do with a feature license such as with RNA or RUA. So as you add the license here using this feature, when you're done, you will see here in this section called 3D Virtual Sensor Licenses what licenses you have applied to your DC. You'll see some quantity of allowed sensors, so however many virtual sensors you've licensed, you'll see that quantity here. Here it's 1, but it can be any number. And then you also see a throughput number here, so it just happens to be 500 megabit sensors, but it could be a different number. It could be 45 or 100 or 250, whatever. So that's pretty much which one to look for. So it is pretty straightforward. Just think of virtual sensor licenses as feature licenses similar to what we do with RNA or RUA. So I just wanted to end with a few troubleshooting tips. So one of the things you might run into is not finding the right options in VMware. So for instance, you might be here and thinking, well, where's my configuration tab so I can get into the networking options? Well, the problem is it's all about what you've actually selected on this left side. So if you select a VM, you're not going to see configuration for the ESX server. The only way you'll do that is to actually click on the ESX host itself. You'll notice the options are changed, and then all these different tabs change. Same thing if you're editing a VM and you try to create a new VM, you're not going to be able to. You have to go to the ESX server first. The other thing to keep in mind here is your VM settings. So make sure that your, like I said before, that your different NICs are enabled. They're set to connected and connected power on. Otherwise, they won't actually provide connectivity. The other thing is about make sure that your physical interfaces on your ESX host are connected to the right interfaces. So if you're trying to talk with an outside network, make sure that connectivity is in place. If you're monitoring traffic from the outside world via SPAN or via TAP, make sure that you've got the right SPAN port or the right TAPs connected physically. One thing you can also do is make sure that your virtual sensor is monitoring traffic. So what you can do is you can either open a console window or a SSH into the sensor. I have a console window here, and so you want to know what interface you're using to monitor traffic. So you can do a PS and grep for snort. And you'll note here you want to look for the -I here, and it says interface is FP1. So what you can do is you can do a TCP dump on interface FP1, and you'll note here there is traffic. So I can be confident that this interface is actually seeing the traffic. So if you can do that, then the next step is to go to the other Sourcefire specific options, such as making sure that your licenses are applied, all your detection engines are created, your IPS and RNA policies have been applied, that you synchronize your time between your sensor and your DC and all those sort of things. So that's it for this quick take. So thanks a lot for your time. If you have any questions, you can always consult your installation guide for Virtual Defense Center or Sensor, or you can contact support. Thanks again.